that you're facing.
Yes.
Interesting developments this week. 10,000 signatures delivered to your office on Tuesday in defense of Kevin Keith. Yesterday, state prosecutors said, look, this case is 100% law. He's guilty. It's been through the court. How are you weighing your decision of whether clemency or no clemency?
Well, before I became governor, the last decision I had to make personally was to ask myself, if I was successful and I became governor, would I be willing to carry out the law of our state regarding capital punishment? I think it is the most serious, awesome responsibility that I or any other governor has. And I've tried to approach these matters with great care, with great thought. The last thing that I would ever want, or anyone should ever want, is to have an innocent person subjected to the death penalty, because it is a penalty that cannot be undone. Now, we know that there have been numerous cases across the country, and even here in Ohio, of people who have been through the system. They've received a fair trial. They've been found guilty by a jury, and yet later evidence has indicated that they were in fact innocent. And so that gives me, and it ought to give everyone who supports the death penalty, reason to pause and to think and reflect. Now, the decision I make will not be a political decision. I appreciate those who sign petitions and who come to my office and who express their opinion, and they've got a perfect right to do so. And I would never in any way want to interfere with that personal freedom that they have. But my responsibility is to try as best as I can to make sure that no human being is ever executed in Ohio without there being absolute certainty of guilt.
I spoke to quite a few families yesterday. They're absolutely convinced that he's guilty.
And there are others who are seemingly...
But these are the victims, man. And I'm just wondering, I mean, that obviously weighs on you too, because you want to make sure that victims are not victimized again.
But the victim is not helped or honored if the wrong person is punished for the crime. Because if the wrong person is punished for a crime, that means the guilty person remains free. Now, I have not looked at all the material. I have not examined all of the evidence, so I am not prepared to say what my decision will be. I will obviously look carefully at every bit of evidence that is presented to me, and will consider everything that is available for us to consider, and the decision will be made. I am waiting for a recommendation from the parole board. They have not sent their recommendation to me at this point, but after I receive that recommendation, then I will look at all the evidence and make a determination.
Governor, a couple questions for you today. One's for a colleague. Mike Bowersock's doing a story on Ohio getting $148 million for home foreclosure relief efforts. Quick question on his behalf. Do you see this as being part of a solution to this issue? How long can the state continue to pay out mortgage payments for folks who can't make those payments, or is there something else that needs to be done going forward?
Well, there are several things that need to be done going forward, and as you know, we've had a bill before the legislature for many, many months that I think would bring some needed reform and relief. The House has acted upon that legislation. The Senate has yet to do so. And so it is my hope that perhaps even later this fall, the Senate will take action on that legislation. But to answer your question specifically, I believe as long as we are in the kind of economic difficulty that we're in, this assistance can be of great help. Should it continue forever? Of course not. But during this most difficult period of time, these resources will be a major help to a lot of people, and I'm glad we're getting them.
Second